Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I achieved this pink half cut crease eye look. If you're interested, then please keep on watching. I've already applied a piece of tape underneath the corner of my eye, angular towards the end of my eyebrow, and that's just going to help me get a cleaner cut when I apply my eyeshadow as well as my eyeliner. For a base, I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Eye Concealer in the shade Fair, and although it's a little light for my skin tone, it's actually going to help the eyeshadow pop even more. Now I'm going to be going in with this brush and the Profusion Mixed Metals palette in the shade Mellow, and that's just going to be to set the base that I've just applied on my lid. Setting the base with this eyeshadow is going to help the rest of the eyeshadows that I apply on my lid blend way better. Going in with a pointed blending brush, I'm going to be applying the shade Limit from the Naked 3 Urban Decay palette, and I'm just going to be applying this on the outer corner and the crease of my eye. And this shade is just going to be working as a transition shade for the rest of my eyeshadows. When I'm applying this transition shade, I'm making sure to blend out any harsh edges as well as keeping it away from the inner corner of my eye. Now I'm going in with a more dense blending brush, and I'm going to be applying the shade number 7 from the Flash Color palette by Black Up Paris. I'm going to be applying this on the outer corner and bringing it into the crease and almost toward the inner corner, but not all the way. I'm going to be deepening the outer corner as well as the crease by blending out any harsh edges and reapplying the shade. Now I'm going in with the same brush that I used to apply the transition shade at the beginning and blending out all the harsh edges that I see. Now I'm going in with a more dense packing brush, and I'm going to be applying the shade Rust from the Profusion Mixed Metals palette. This shade I'm going to be focusing a little closer to the center of my eyelid, and I'm going to be bringing it into the crease but not as high as the hot pink shade that I applied prior to this one. I'm going in with a smaller, more detailing brush to cut my crease with the same concealer that I used at the beginning, which is the L'Oreal Visible Lift CC Eye Concealer in the shade Fair. going to start in the innermost part of my inner corner, bringing it up into the crease and fading it into the outer part of my eyelid. This time around, we're not going to be setting our concealer because we're going to be applying the eyeshadow directly on it. You want to make sure you angle your mirror where your eyes aren't closed all the way, but they're not open all the way, so that you can really see where your crease is and know where to focus your concealer. I also found that using this smaller mirror closer to my face really helped me notice where the crease was. Going in with the dual-ended brush that came with my Naked palette, I'm going to be using the packing side to apply the shade Burnout from my Naked 3 Urban Decay palette. And this shade is just going to be applied on top of the concealer that I just placed on my eyelid. To create a gradient from the outer corner to the inner corner, as well as getting rid of any harsh lines, I'm going back in with the shade Rust from my Profusion Mixed Metals palette, and I'm just going to make sure to pack this on the lid, going from the outermost part of my crease towards the center bottom part of my lid. Okay, now this is the hard part. You want to make sure to hold your breath when you're doing this because it's gonna get hard. So now we're gonna go in with our Revlon Color Stay Skinny Liquid Liner, and I'm going to create a wing. Now this is where the tape comes in handy because you don't really have to focus on making the line straight. The tape does that for you, and you just want to make sure that you bring it out as long as you want it and as thick as you want it. I'm going to tightline my eye with the Maybelline New York Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil. I'm going to follow by applying some mascara, and this is Maybelline New York, the Colossal Big Shot Volume Mascara. Please excuse the faces that I'm making during this part of the video. I know I look kind of funny. To highlight the brow bone, I'm going to go in with the shade Sin from my Naked Urban Decay palette. Now for my least favorite part, I'm going to apply some lashes, and these are the Kiss lashes in the style Flirty. And I'm going to use my Kiss glue, which is the strip lash adhesive in black. If you have a hard time applying your lashes, I highly recommend doing it at an angle where your eye is almost closed. It'll make it easier for you to see the lash line. And I also recommend holding the mirror a lot closer to your eye. I'm going in with a makeup wipe to wipe off any excess makeup or any fallout I might have gotten on my face from the eyeshadows I placed on my lid. I'm also reapplying my primer, which is the Badescu Skincare Facial Spray with aloe, herbs, and rosewater. Using my Real Techniques Beauty Blender, I'm going to start applying my foundation, and that's going to be the Superstay Full Coverage Maybelline foundation, and I am actually in the shade 220, which is a natural beige. I know this shade looks a little light for my skin tone right now, but trust me when I say that this foundation actually oxidizes over time, so it'll get a little dark and actually match my skin tone by the end of the video. For the rest of my face, the concealer that I'll be using is going to be the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, and that's going to be in the shade light medium, and I'm just going to be applying it underneath my eyes, on my forehead, and the center of my nose, as well as the cupid's bow, the outer corners of my lips, just because I have a little darkness there I don't really like, the outer corners of my nose, and my chin. When I'm applying my foundation or my concealer with my beauty blender, I like to make sure that I'm lightly pouncing the product into my skin rather than rubbing, because I want to make sure that I don't have any streaks on my face and that the product actually looks like my skin. Now I'm going to set my under eyes, around my lips, the center of my nose, the center of my forehead, and my chin, just because that's where I get oily. And for that, I'm going to be using the Covergirl Professional Loose Powder in the shade 110 Translucent Light. Just going to be leaving the powder there while I do my under eyes, and then I'll be brushing it off with a fluffy brush. For the under eyes, I'm going to be using a fluffy pencil brush to run the shade Limit from my Naked 3 Urban Decay palette from the outer corner all the way into the inner corner. Over the shade Limit, I'm going to apply the shade number 7 from my Flash Color palette by Black Up Paris using an even smaller pencil brush. And I'm just going to make sure to run that even closer to my waterline. Because I don't want the look to be too top heavy, I'm going to deepen the waterline with my Lasting Drama waterproof gel pencil, and I'm just going to make sure to run that from the outer corner all the way to the inner corner. To smoke out the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with a small detailing brush and apply the shade Rust from my Profusion Mixed Metals palette. And I'm just going to go in with my fluffy pencil brush to blend out any harsh edges I might have left with my detailing brush. Now I'm going to highlight the inner corner with the same shade I used on my brow bone. But first, I'm going to clean off my pencil brush on my Mikasa Quick Change brush cleaner. And if you guys are interested in purchasing this product, you can feel free to use my discount code, which I will be including in the description box down below. Okay, so now that we're done with the lower lash line, we can go back in with a fluffy brush and brush off all the setting powder that we had left on our face. To contour my face, I'm going to be using the Profusion Contour Makeup Case, and I'm going to use the shade Medium Contour. And this case does come with a brush I can use, but I'm not a big fan of it, so I'd rather just use my own. I feel like it's more precise. When I'm applying my contour, I like to focus it on the hollows of my cheeks, brushing it upward toward my cheekbones. To bronze up my face, I'm going to be using the Hoola Benefit Bronzer, which is like my favorite bronzer in the world. And to apply it, I'm going to be using a fluffy brush. I'm going to start by applying it in the hollows of my cheeks and blending it towards the front of my face as well as up towards my temples and my forehead. As you can see, I'm going to go a little heavy with the bronzer because I'm trying to get some cheekbones for this round face of mine. But I went a little far, and that's okay. I'm just going to go back in with my beauty blender and go over any length that I don't really want with my bronzer. Using the same fluffy brush, I'm going to apply some blush now, and I'm going to be using the Milani Tea Rose Powder Blush in the shade 08. As you can see, I am going to be using this fluffy brush for a lot of things in this video. To highlight my face, I'm going to be using the Milani Sunglow Strobelight in the shade 03, and I'm also going to be spraying my brush with the same rose water that I primed my face with just to intensify the highlight. I like to use the tip of my pinky finger to highlight the center of my nose, the tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow. Don't think I forgot, I'm going to go back in with a blending brush to contour my nose. I'm also going to be contouring the lower part of my lower lip and the sides of my upper lip to make the illusion that I have bigger lips, fuller lips. And to do that, I'm going to be using the Hoola bronzer. Now, because my goal is to make my lips look fuller, I am going to be going with the Mikasa Bodyography lip pencil in the shade Timber, and I'm going to be outlining not on the outermost part of my lip color, but actually on the lining outside of that. And I'm going to be making sure that while I'm lining it, I'm actually fading it into the center of my lip because I do want to create an ombre lip for this look. To create the ombre lip that I'm going for, I'm going to be using the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade 02, and I'm just going to be placing it right below the liner that I placed on my lips. On top of that, I'm going to be applying the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Fenty Glow, just to give it a little more shine. And that's it, guys. That's the finished look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. All the products that I spoke of are going to be included in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!